What is going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown, episode 298. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
What's up, people? How's it going?
Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Carlos Romero. Okay, Carlos doesn't want to talk. Adam Vale.
Yo.
Oh, there he is, man. So,
my mic was...
Yeah, you pulled a breath tonight, you know.
What's up, people?
Adam, man, what you drinking, man?
I'm drinking, like they say in the old country, coffee. Coffee.
Oh, man. And, of course, Mr. Brian Manjoma.
We're throwing cats in bags tonight.
That's it. That's what we do on Throwdown, man. Yo, the conversations we had beforehand, they're fucking crazy. Yo, Adam, you just reminded me of an episode of the Married with Children, Al Bundy. He's like, I'm American. I don't drink tea. I drink coffee. And I don't drink wine. I drink beer. Because of that episode, I didn't drink tea and wine for like fucking 2 decades. Like Al Bundy doesn't drink that shit, either do I. You know?
I still can't drink tea. Brian, do you drink tea?
No, I just don't like the taste of it.
Word, Brian, because I thought you were drinking something in those promo videos you sent me.
I would like the warmest water you'll ever taste.
Oh, man.
Called acting, Tony.
Oh, man, I love it. You guys are going to, maybe one day, you guys are going to see what we're talking about, bloopers and shit.
We did those videos. Did you put that together yet?
Yeah. Jose is doing that right now, you know?
Yeah, he's working on it.
Yeah. He gave me a little wink, like, on Twitter, like, yo, I'm working on something. And I go, word? No, but the thing is, like, you know, there's some behind the scenes stuff, right? I asked the guys to record like 10 to 30 seconds of them just doing whatever and stuff. Some of the guys, man, y'all sent me way more. Chris went on a 6-minute rant about Demon Souls.
Well, that's not the other. There's also the other one.
The other one, the crazy story in the laundromat. It's like, yo, what the
the laundromat.
You know? So, yeah, in the future, we're going to put those out for you guys on the Throwdown channel on YouTube. That's a lot of fun. Brian, he sent me like 6 videos of him drinking tea and complaining about how hot it is in his room because he was wearing a turtleneck. And I'm like, why you got just cuz? You know?
Because it looked good. That's why.
Adams was the best. He was just pantomiming for like 30 seconds.
Because you said it didn't matter with the audio. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to say anything.
That's mine too. It's mine is like going like this, doing like this, you know, saying some shit.
Yeah.
Carlos,
you were like playing the Joy-Cons and you were
Joy-Con boys.
Joy-Con boys. And then Brett, he was just like Tony told me to be animated, so I'm being animated. I don't know why I'm being animated, but I'm being animated right now. I don't know why I'm doing this. What the hell was I had my volume off, right? But I was like, I think I was talking about the next gen consoles, but I was like, do I get a PS5 or do I get an Xbox One? I don't know. I literally just said like, rare. You know,
essentially, you know, because again, like we're, you know, for the USA, no, like we're, initially when we were talking about doing this thing, is that we don't have a lot of footage of at least of quite a bit of us. You know, a lot of us don't actually get seen during our live thing. It's mostly me, of course, Tony, and then Adam, and then sometimes Brett whenever he shows up. So I figured like, hey, you know, why don't we also show a little bit of us doing things, you know, and that doesn't have all of this fun stuff on the side that you see on
it's
the
all clean show. You know, so I'm looking forward to what Jose is going to do for us, because I just gave him some blight instructions and just let him go off. So I'm looking forward to that. You know,
I think it's cool. It's like where it's like you give him a little bit of what you need, and then I mean, you know, I don't want to blow Jose's spot, but Jose has done some serious shit in the industry, so he knows some stuff. You know?
Yeah. By the way, I could respect that, like, you know, because we learn more about him. It's like, damn, you did all this shit. He never brags about it, never tells anybody. He just does his thing. And I respect that shit, you know?
That's how you can tell that is somebody that is just a journeyman, right? As somebody is like, okay, this is what I do, but it's not the thing that defines me. The thing that you do doesn't really define you. It's, you know, and I respected that. I mean, he didn't need to go out on you know, like we don't have an open chat. He goes, hey, you know what I did? You know, this is what I'm working on. I'm like, you don't need it. You don't need to flex.
You know, yeah, because we were talking again. We're not going to blow up his spot, but we were talking. We're like, damn, this motherfucker worked on that. He worked. Oh shit, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know. Oh man! By the way, real quick, Glorious Kev is joining us again. He wants to know what's up with those glorious arcade cabinets, Adam.
Oh,
Which ones? The new ones or these?
The ones behind you, man.
Oh, what's up with them? Let's see. This one, well, it's the Turtles. That's Turtle. But this one tonight, I have Punisher on here.
Oh shit!
Remember that one? That was a fun arcade one.
Yeah,
You just
Capcom.
run around you just run around shooting bitches in the street. You know, keeping it safe. That's what you got to do. Punisher didn't play. You know, and respect. There you go. Love Punisher.
You know,
So-
yeah, that one took you a lot of work because it's like emulated MAME, all this other shit.
Oh
right?
yeah. If he's going into that, that was a whole other. But if you go on the Coalition, you'll see I did this whole big piece of the definitive modding guide. So
Yes.
go ahead and check that out, and that has everything you need to find to do all of this yourself.
You know, what else have you got going on Coalition right now, man?
I got some reviews that I'm working on. We got some stuff for WrestleCast. A lot of WrestleCast going on this weekend. I think like 3 shows. We had a mishap. I told you a little bit off air, a little on here to say I spent an hour and a half doing the show. We recorded the whole thing. I went to play it back just to hear the audio quality, and it only recorded my voice, no one else.
Oh man, that's the
What a
worst right there, man.
And I'm like, I didn't change any of my settings. I took a look at my audio settings. Everything was set to default. You know, as if some little troll, like you said,
shit.
came over and just clicked on my shit.
Gizmo, man. Gizmo show up.
Settings.
WrestleCast isn't a live show anymore?
No. We took it off because we do our predictions for the pay-per-view events.
Oh, okay.
So we only do it for the pay-per-view events. So then that way people that don't watch and all this stuff, it's just easier for them. And we noticed that we just got a lot more listens that way because that's how people consume the content. That's it. It's just the way, you know, they'd rather just have it on the go on their phone or something like that. And that's why, you know, it's on iTunes and all that. Spotify.
No,
So,
I'm distracted by the Punisher behind you now.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So then doing that.
That's awesome, man. All right, before we start, just a little bit of pimpings here. You could follow Throwdown on Twitch and Twitter. You could subscribe to us on YouTube, and you could join our Discord. Shout out to the Discord gang, by the way. Like, they pretty much put the show together today. I was like, yo, what the fuck happened in gaming this week? And just listed a bunch of stuff, so thank you guys. You know, you could also find us on any podcast app by searching for Throwdown Show, whatever your preferred podcast app is. We're on it. The big ones, obviously, are iTunes. We're on Spotify. You know, the big ones. Whatever the other big ones are, we're on everything. We're even on Geo7, which is like India's biggest podcast thing. Throwdown is everywhere, you know.
Have you checked to see if there's anyone listening yet from that area?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I mean the stats will show us, you know. And also visit throwdownshow.com to listen to past episodes and to see a list of all the podcast places you can listen to us. So it's good stuff, and links to all that shit is down below, man. Without further ado, let's get in. Oh, whoa. I'm getting ahead of myself, man.
Whoa.
The road to 300 people. We're almost there, 298, man. That we're getting very, very close, you know. Episode 300 of Throwdown. Episode 300 of Throw Down Your Questions. September 3rd and September 6th is going to be hot, especially with those contests we got. For episode 300 of Throwdown, we're going to give you a free game if you answer our question, which is going to be the toughest question we've ever asked. I've had this one for years, man, waiting for you guys. So I can't wait, you know, and we'll have something for Sunday. We'll figure that one out, you know, but it'll be good. And our big guest for episode 300 of Throwdown will be none other than Mr. Paris Lilly from Gamertag Radio. So that'll be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. That'll be September 3rd, 10:30 p.m. Eastern on Twitch, people. And without further ado, let's get into it, man. First up, oh boy. All right, so today, PlayStation released a new ad, you know, for the PS5. Didn't show the PS5 until the end. You know, it could have been a commercial for any random thing, you know. Yeah, some girl like fighting monsters and shit. Turns out the actress, this is not going to surprise anybody, the actress filmed all that shit in her home, which makes sense, right? You can't go anywhere. So that's really cool, you know. So it was a PlayStation ad. So, and then on top of that, we also had the PlayStation executive. Let me get his name because I gotta get this right. So basically, the executive came out to say that the PlayStation 5. Let me get his name. Where is his fucking name? Eric Lamel. That's his name, and he is the senior vice president and global marketing head at Sony Interactive Entertainment. So he says that the PlayStation 5 will have the best lineup that they've ever had in the history of PlayStation. My question is, where is this thing? Because I'm not seeing it.
And they always say that.
It's propaganda.
This is the equivalent.
It'll make your nipples hard. Y'all love it.
You know,
Wait.
yeah. Go ahead.
When did Phil Spencer move to Sony?
What's going on, Brett? Shows up, Brett or the Wild. But yeah, I'm gonna what's going on, man? So as Manny and I were talking about this beforehand, and I'm just gonna quote you, Manny. You know, basically this is the equivalent of like when a new band comes out with a new album. The album could be shit, right? But it's their best album ever, according to them. This is our best album. We put our best into this. You know?
I mean, right, Jimmy? What do you think, Jimmy? This is the best we've done. This is definitely the best.
And then when they come out with the next album, they'll be like, "Yeah, that album was trash."
They break up, and then Jimmy does a solo album, and then he does the dirt sheet, and he starts talking about, "I hated that album. I hated Paul. I hated all of them." I hated them.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like you're never gonna say, "Oh, hey, this is the most lackluster game launch we've ever done."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're never gonna say that. It's all marketing bullshit. Why the fuck do they say these stupid things in the public?
Yeah. Here's my thing though. He's not even talking about the launch. He's talking about in overall. He said the best lineup in history. He didn't say launch. He just said best lineup in history.
Come on, like number one. Like where is this best lineup in history, and how come we haven't seen it yet? Because I haven't seen a damn thing.
It's to get the conversation. It's to get people talking about it. What did he say?
Exactly.
The best ever. Did you believe this shit? Spread the word. And
you haven't even seen gameplay for their flagship game, Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show us.
We see a doctored up a screenshot in fucking what is it, Entertainment Weekly. And then that's it, you know, and then maybe a couple of seconds of cinematics. Again, not ideal gameplay situations. You know, you don't get during those things. You're not going to see any pop up. You're not going to see any glitches. Mm-hmm. Let's see some real gameplay. Let's see some real games.
Yeah, well, you know, that's a perfect lead up, right? Okay. We could only really talk about the launch console, right? You know, the launch right now, because we can't talk about like what the 7 years or whatever PlayStation 5 is going to exist. It's like, what do we have at launch, right? Spider-Man and a bunch of games you could play on your PlayStation 4, right? And Godfall, I guess, is another one. You know, no Deathloop anymore. That's been delayed. We're going to talk about that in a bit, you know, but what's there for the launch? Again, we keep harping on this, and I sound like a broken record, but again, I'm not seeing what people are so excited about, both for PlayStation and Xbox. Like, what? Shinier graphics? We talked about that on the last episode. It's like, when I did my poll and stuff, people were saying, yeah, I want to play current gen games on the PlayStation 5. That's what I'm most excited for. I'm like,
you know,
really?
Tony, I think people are excited because they're used to being excited.
Is that what it is? Just used to it?
Yeah, they're used to. It's sort of like a Super Bowl feeling. It's like, oh, Super Bowl's coming. Do you care about the teams? Not really, but fuck, it's Super Bowl, man. Come on, let's do this. Let's get together. Let's do the parties. And that's what people remember with these new consoles. If you don't get it, maybe you know a boy who's going to get it, and he's got some games. We're going to get together, get some food. We're going to party, play all this new shit, be wowed by the graphics. I don't think that's happening this go around. But
it ain't.
People are hoping that's the feeling that they're going to get. They're going to get brought back into that point when they were super hyped, like when we saw those big transitions. We're not going to see that here, and everyone's still jumping up, waiting. Like, come on, where is it?
But I don't understand. He's just saying they have the best lineup. Why aren't they showing these things?
Show it.
Yeah.
You know?
Where is it?
Don't show, don't tell, right? You know?
Yeah.
I'm not fucking seeing it, you know?
Total Recall. Open your mind. Just if you think it's there, it's there. That's it. If it's that silly game that comes with the console, what's that weird animal game or something that comes with the PS5?
It was
Astrobot, right?
Was it Playroom?
Playroom. Yeah,
there you go. If you think that's amazing, then that is your big title. You make your own big title.
I don't even think they think that's the big title.
They don't know.
I mean, I'm just interested to see, you know, what you know, how are they going to announce the price and the date, and are they going to have anything else, any other games or gameplay or anything tied to that? Because we have seen jack shit. We've seen Ratchet and Clank, which I don't think it's going to be a launch window game. I don't think they announced that.
I don't think so. Yeah.
They showed Project Athia, which is definitely not going to be a launch game.
You already know.
And I don't know what else. Horizon 2.
Verizon.
Verizon. Did I say Verizon?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
good.
So Horizon 2.
I thought that got confirmed for next year. Like that's
No, it ain't
definitely
nothing. It's not confirmed. It's not confirmed for
Yeah.
nothing. By the way,
way,
Carlos, go ahead. I don't know if you were finished. I just had to say
no, go
something
ahead.
real quick. No, okay. Where is this narrative coming from that Gran Turismo 7 out of all games is dropping this year? Everybody keeps saying like, "Oh, I can't wait to play Gran Turismo." It's like launch game. Like Gran Turismo. You know how long it takes them to make those fucking games? Like Yamauchi, like that dude. You think Kojima's bad? You know that motherfucker takes forever.
Yo, they sleep under their desks over
That,
there.
that dude spends like 8 months just working on a tire for one car. You know, like it's this shit, the rivets got to be right. You know, that motherfucker's crazy. So I don't understand. Again, you know, and I'm being real right now. Where is that coming from? Why are people always saying that? I had a motherfucker fight me about that. And I'm like, where's the proof? Where's the proof? Where's the proof? He could prove it. He couldn't fucking prove it. You know, he just kept saying, you'll see. Fuck
You'll
that.
see.
I wanted to slap the shit out of this guy. You know,
I'll slap you.
I'll get you.
I don't
Yeah,
get.
so
Go ahead, bro.
I just don't know where the excitement's coming from, other than I rely on PlayStation, like a faith, essentially. This is a faith-based hype, because anything they've released, I don't think has showcased the PlayStation 5 the way that would get the normal person excited.
Here's my thing. I can understand the whole faith thing. Like, obviously, I'm doing that. So, like, PlayStation's never let me down before. I'm going to do it again. But I can't say I'm fucking excited for the launch. No fucking way. You know? Like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get dope shit eventually. Sure, like 2 or 3 years from now, yes. But now, now, 1 year from now, am I even going to get dope shit? I don't know. Nothing that I can't play on my current shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand what to be excited about. Actually, I think you're right, and that's sad that people just have these like visions of console launches of old, right? And they feel that this is going to capture that again, even though the evidence is showing them that this is going to be the wackest fucking launch. They're hyped. They want to believe, right? They want to believe, like Santa Claus and shit. That fat dude is going to come down the chimney and give you the illest launch you ever seen in your life, son. You know,
I think besides the pricing for these consoles, the other deciding factor is going to be marketing. Because once they announce the price, that's when we're going to see a floodgate of ads, and those ads are going to pretty much get ingrained in people's minds, whether this is something they pick up during holiday or they pick up right now.
Compra el PlayStation 5.
There's got to be some amazing marketing. I don't know how they're going to put the spin on it. Yeah, because then again, we're in one of those situations, like we said, we don't know what game it's going to be launched with. So are they all going to, trick people into thinking that, pick this up and you'll be able to play Spider-Man and all this other stuff? And then when they get to the store, I'm like, yeah, I want to pick this, and Spider-Man, like, well, with the Spider-Man, you get this code, right? And then you put this in, and then eventually when it's available, it unlocks, because I think a lot of games are going to be like that. I don't think we're going to have all these titles at launch.
Yeah, I mean, as far as advertisement and them selling systems, that's not going to be an issue. I don't think that's even a question.
No, but it's going to be how they do it. That's going to be the deciding factor. It's going to be how they do it.
They're doing it because it's what happened?
Now you said Mr. Vash. What's going on, brother? All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So PlayStation 5 is gonna sell like crazy because it's the next PlayStation. The last PlayStation sold well. The one before it sold well. The one before that sold well. So it's just the thing that people have faith in PlayStation. They love the brand. They love the ecosystem. They want the trophies. They want to play their backwards compatible games and the new DualSense and the new hardware and the hype, the advertisement. That's why it's gonna sell. As far as the games, they haven't shown anything. That's my issue. I don't really have any concerns of them selling the system because I know they're gonna sell. It's just give me something to earn that loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, again,
Exactly.
I have never been less enthusiastic for a console launch than this one. Like, this is serious, right? I thought this launch lineup was bad for this gen, right? This is even worse. Real quick, I want to read something Phantom Vash says. He goes, Horizon 2 got confirmed. They are targeting a 2021 launch. It most likely will slip to early 2022, similar to what happened with Horizon 1, was supposed to be a fall 2016, was slipped to early 2017. Sounds reasonable. I can see 2022.
Next year, because that was a big question. I was like, oh no, it's next year.
Phantom Vash, I'm gonna throw another thing at you right now, bro. Horizon 1 came out in February, right? After it was delayed. Watch the second one. The same thing happened. It was a good month. It was a good month for them. Very good month for them. So February 2022. Lockets, Throwdown, man. We said it. Or I said it. You know? Oh, man. Oh, by the way, this is a little bit of a side tangent. I forgot to add this to the show notes. The price, because Carlos, you brought that up. So put a ping in that. We got to come back to that. Anyway, you guys have anything else to add to this whole PlayStation 5 greatest launch or greatest lineup in history?
I'll see. Seeing is believing, guys. And right now, I don't see shit.
Yeah, that's perfect way of putting
sorry.
it. Yeah.
Again.
Chris, go ahead, man.
Well, I mean, you can't make a statement like that and then follow it up with like, our developers are going to talk about DualSense for an hour. Like, no, it's like show that shit in an actual game and show us how we'll be using it. Don't be like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever invented in the history of video games, and we've done all these things. They're so great. It's like, all right, whatever. You know, I just want to see it work. You know, and I want to see what it's going to work in. You know, and they're not showing that.
Playroom.
Yeah, not in the playroom, or not in some bullshit demo that may or may not become real.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way,
Go ahead.
To be fair, I think that he actually may have a claim because I am reading up on one of the games in the launch lineup, and it's a game I've not heard before. It's called Snake Oil.
That's a fun one. I played with.
That's a crazy title.
That's why I got that rash on my back.
That's not only place you got that rash, bro. Man, you got to be careful, Adam. Shit.
Okay, nobody want paper dick. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I want to mention there's this huge, well, not even huge. There's this rumor going on, and we're trying to I guess I'm trying to be optimistic.
Rumor.
Yeah, there's this rumor going on, and I doubt it's real, but just in case, people are talking about Demon Souls potentially coming out at launch because the rating system in South Korea came out, and apparently there's this track record of games that come out relatively soon after that rating system comes out in South Korea. So could they have a surprise in this month? I sure hope so.
I'm glad you bring that up.
It's interesting that they're gonna be launching with an old game.
I was just about to say that because I have seen some people, Carlos, perfect lead into this little quick thing. So yeah, I've seen some people saying, because based on oh shit, Demon Souls is going to be coming out the launch date. That's there's another one. There's another great PlayStation game to get. I'm like, what, did you play the original one in PS3? Where were you back then? That's kind of weird. If one of the games that you're getting hyped for is an old game. Granted, it is remastered and all that, but
yeah,
come on,
it's an old game.
I mean, honestly, we all know that there's nothing, right? There's nothing. There's whether or not you realize it or whether or not you want to admit it. Everybody has. We all know it. It's sealed to the room.
Hey, bro, you sound like shit, bro.
I sound like shit.
Yeah, now you sounded better now.
Okay, we all realize there's fucking nothing, and they're just relying on brand loyalty. My big question is, what happens after that? They don't have anything now. Do they have anything in the works to keep their fans at peace, or are they just going to sit back and continue to?
Well, no, here's the thing. We're going to eventually get Horizon. We're eventually going to get a God of War. We're eventually probably going to get another Uncharted, but who the hell knows when that's going to happen? Those games are going to come. We just don't know when, The usual PlayStation games.
We're getting a Horizon. So, it's just, do they have a plan to, I'm asking the room here, do they have a plan to really fucking bring it after launch, or are we just seeing the speed that they go now?
Who the hell knows, man? Based off of this gen alone, man, it may take a while for things to rev up. Think about it. We didn't get things revving up till 2015, 2 years after launch. For a PlayStation and Xbox.
Was 2015 Bloodborne?
Yeah, that was the first one. I was like, let's fucking go. But 2014. Dry ass year, man. That was brutal. Granted, Shadow of Mordor came out that year, which was one of the few few games that on Throwdown we almost all agreed was like a great fucking game. I think that was our collective game of the year, actually. That's the first in Throwdown history. You want to talk about history? That's the first time in Throwdown history that's ever happened, But yeah, it's like 2015. So, what is it? 2022 is when we could. The year Horizon Zero Dawn 2 comes out. 2022, that's what shit it's going to start revving up. So, yeah, to answer your question, yes, games will come. It's just a question of when, and if it goes like this generation, it's going to be another 2, maybe 3 years. Think about it like this, right? When did the Precambrian explosion of this generation happen? 2017. 4 fucking years later. If we have to wait that long, that's going to be bad.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the things that I'm looking forward to, but who knows when they're going to come out, is Ratchet and Horizon, which I guess is more than what I can say about last gen, because last gen we didn't have anything. Like, we had Knack and Killzone, which were quote unquote AAA games that came out. I don't think anybody was hyped for that kind of stuff. Maybe Killzone.
More Killzone than Knack, I would say.
Yeah, but then we didn't, like you mentioned, we didn't get anything till 2015.
Yeah.
And then Uncharted came out after that, and then the Precambrian explosion came out in 2017.
Think about it like this: what was the biggest game of 2014? Fucking Destiny, an old game from last gen.
Yeah.
Granted, a lot of people did play them on their new systems, but at that point, it was a lot of dudes playing on PS4, on PS3, PS3 and Xbox 360.
Didn't one of the Division or Watch Dogs come out that year?
When the hell did Watch Dogs came out in 2014? That's right. Yes, it did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was great. That was great. Remember that fucking game? How hyped that shit was? That game set the trend for the whole generation, man. What happened, Adam?
This Division was later. It was in 2015.
2015. That game took forever to come out.
And when I was hyped for it, I heard about it back in 2014. But when they launched, it was 2015. In fact, it might even be later than that.
Well, 2015 is about when you still had a lot of those crossover ones, but you had a lot of the ones that were sort of starting to.
2015 was the year where we finally started getting like big AAA games that were fully exclusive to next gen, right? I'm talking about Batman and The Witcher. They were like, okay, we're here. This is the actual next gen. Metal Gear Solid 5 was like the last holdout. It was available on everything.
Yeah. I think was it Mad Max also a PS3 game as well?
I don't know, because I don't know
about that. I think that was a 4, and I think it was a 1.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember that year because I was writing for Dual Shockers for most of that year, right? I remember how annoying it was because at the end of every news article we had to put what platforms the games were coming out from. I had to write like 6 fucking consoles.
Yeah.
That was
2015 annoying. For Mad Max September.
But
2016 March for the Division.
Okay. March 2015 for the Division?
2016.
2016. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
2016. Yeah, but September 1st, 2015 for Mad Max.
Yeah. Well, so you know what? Just to end this segment, unless Brian has something to say real quick. Brian?
No.
I'm going to
say this. Let's go back to that statement 7 years from now. When the generation ends, let's see if it was the best launch or the best lineup ever.
Put that on the calendar, man.
As a matter of fact, again, remember, Throwdown doesn't miss an episode, right? So we could actually say what episode of Throwdown we'll come back to this on.
Mm-hmm.
Did they say greatest lineup in PlayStation history or history?
PlayStation history.
I was about to say,
I don't know about that, brother.
There's no way.
They're pulling a WWF. They're pretending the competition doesn't exist. They don't mention them by name.
Wait, you know what? Wait, I heard there's something similar to WWF. Well, at least what Vince used to do, which is buy the good talent from the other territories. Now, I'm hearing. I don't know if you were going to talk about this, but I heard if that's just a rumor or if it's true, that Sony has been opening up the wallet and paying all these third parties to make a lot of those games timed exclusive.
Yeah, we talked about that on the Sunday show, I believe.
See, there you go. Yeah. So there you go. So they are pulling something out of Vince McMahon's playbook, because that was one of the things he did. He just went and grabbed all the talent from the indie territories. That's how you dominate. So if that's true, then maybe that's why this guy's saying this is going to be the greatest lineup, because it's going to have so many games. Not that they're first party, but they're just all these times exclusive.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 100% right about that. I guess we'll have to see.
So that could be it.
There we go, Adam.
Yeah.
This you spent 30 fucking minutes, and you finally did it. They gotta have something.
Gotta have
Gotta
something.
have-
That's what it all comes down to.
That's
He-
it.
he
I'm gonna
did-
get the T-shirt. It's gonna be on Throwdown.com.
You know,
He did-
motherfuckers will buy that
did-
shit.
What Adam did was the Amazing Spider-Man version of with great power comes great responsibility. You remember that one where he really didn't say it, but he literally said every word?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the long way around of saying the same thing.
We were all waiting for it, but
Yeah,
it came out a different way.
Peter. All right, man. Shout out to Uncle Ben. Next topic, man. Yo, by the way, speaking about news writing, if I was still doing news, this is how I would have phrased this story. And I would have gotten heat for it, boy, even though it's accurate. Phil Spencer says he doesn't care if PS5 outsells the Xbox Series X.
But we know that because it's all about software and services.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's exactly what
He's made that very clear.
Me and Tony were talking about this earlier again, where it's like this is the direction that they have been heading ever since Throwdown has been we've been talking about this for a while now. The writing is on the wall. Consoles, at least for Microsoft, are not the future.
The hardware, yeah, that doesn't matter.
Hardware
it's about the services.
It's about the service. It's about the software. That is where Microsoft's strong suits are. What are they known for? Not making fucking tablet PCs. They're known for OSs and programs. So what is this? It's software, and that's where they're. And that's why they're saying, hey, we're gonna make it so that you can play this thing on any device. It's all there. It's all just listen. The minute that this and the reason why he's not doesn't care that they're selling, he's already putting down there. He's like, we're not in that business. Even before in the past, what has he said? Phil said, he said the future is what is it? Services. He said this before. What are we doing right now? Why isn't Halo a numbered title? It's called Infinite. Why is Senua's Sacrifice not called Senua's Sacrifice 2? Why is it called what's the new name of it? Senua's Saga.
Yeah, Saga.
It's all waiting for you right there. That's what's happening. The minute they want, to be honest, they're the Xbox the One X is officially the sacrificial lamb at this point in time. They don't give a shit about this. They just make sure they put enough power in it so that it'll keep everybody happy. But really, the end game is not having a console at all and playing on whatever shit that's out there.
Yeah, and again, why
except
are people?
for iPhones.
Yeah, why would people be surprised that the software company is good at making software and will focus on software, right? And just to clarify, we are not saying that the Xbox brand, because I know motherfuckers are going to say this, we're not saying the Xbox brand is going to go away. No. It's going to be available on everything, right? That's what I'm saying. Don't be surprised. I'm going to say this right now. Do not be surprised. The Xbox Series X is the last Xbox, traditional Xbox that comes out, right? Maybe you'll see Xbox, the Xbox Game Pass, whatever the hell the form is, on a PlayStation or a Nintendo or something in the future. It's going to make them more money, because you're still in the ecosystem regardless, right? And it just makes sense for Microsoft to go down that route. They're already going down that route, so don't be surprised when they fully said, you know what? No more consoles from us. We're just going to have services on everything available. And then we're talking about the future right now, right? So you can download Xbox to your fucking smart TV and play shit that way. Just buy a controller, With private, remember, private xCloud is a big thing for them too. Stream your fucking games day one. I could definitely see that happening. So Phil's statement don't surprise me, not at all.
And here's the thing. I know that it sounds doom and gloom. It sounds like he's just like, fuck this, whatever. Who cares about the Xbox? No, he's not in that game anymore. What is it? What is the new phrase that we're coining right now?
Oh,
green ocean.
Yeah, they're in the green ocean strategy. That's what they've employed.
That's what their ocean is right now. They're not they're officially their biggest competition would be Netflix. They're looking in that direction.
Well, that was the whole issue that Phil had with Apple. He couldn't understand it. He was like, you let Netflix on your service, and they're streaming content in and out. So what's the difference? We're just doing it with games, But
Well, that's
that just
because
proves Apple's hating on them because they got their own Apple shit going on. Their
Yeah,
Well,
but
Apple-
you can't. You wait. The main difference is you can't purchase anything through Netflix. You have your subscription. That's it. When you open the app, you can't buy a single thing in Netflix.
yeah.
you
just
can't
have
do that
access.
either in the xCloud. That's all through your service. That's just your Game Pass.
But what can you buy anything in game?
Mm-mm.
Not
Everything is
You sure
xCloud.
about
No.
that?
On
Yeah,
xCloud.
because they said
You sure
everything-
about that?
xCloud and Game Pass are two
nothing
separate
saves on your
things.
phone. There's nothing that saves on your phone.
No, I'm talking about in-game purchases. If I'm playing a game on xCloud, but it has like, get a gun skin or get a.
I
Is
don't know.
that possible?
Because
That's a
the
good
only games that
question.
are
That's a
out
good
don't
question.
offer that. The games that are on there now don't offer any of that stuff. They just
All
already
right,
have
well-
everything, like Halo and stuff. All that stuff is already there.
Okay. If you can't do that, then I'll 100%
Yeah.
agree with you. But if there's in-game purchases, that's where Apple has the
the
caveat.
way-
Well, I don't agree with Apple's policy, right? I'm not defending them. I'm just saying like
Why are
they're
you defending
consistent.
them?
If you
Why
ha-
are you
if you
defending them?
I'm not defending them. I'm just saying like that's their policy. It sucks.
It's just coming to light now because a lot of people are asking questions because of what happened with Fortnite, and they're like, "Well, Fortnite's fighting them because of their own issues, and how does that relate to what Microsoft was having issues with?" And they're like, "Well, if anybody should really go to court and probably could win, would be Microsoft, just because there's so many other services currently on that Apple platform that do the same thing. Even Amazon streaming, anything that streams to another server and sends information back." It's still,
Well, you can't officially do that through them either.
you can't
like,
do
in other words,
Prime and
you can't-
Video. Prime Video.
You can't. I don't know about the Prime Video, but I know you can't purchase you can't purchase digital content directly through them. Like in other words, their podcasts are not the podcast.
Oh no, the audiobooks. Yeah, no, you can't buy anything.
Yeah, the audiobooks. You can't buy them.
It only supports whatever streaming you have, and that's the thing. That's one of the things, at least from what I remember them with Phil, the way he was advertising it, the Game Pass. It's just whatever is in the cloud, whatever you own, whatever you have in Game Pass, that's there. And then you can just stream in and play it. He didn't mention anything about DLC buying stuff. It was just whatever's part of your service is taking your service on the go. He kept comparing it to Netflix, which is why I'm saying, well, then there is no in-person. If you're going to compare it to Netflix, Netflix doesn't say, hey, you want to watch the rest of this series? Here, pay $15 over here with PayPal, and then you can get the rest of Mad Men.
All right, man. Anything else you guys want to add to this?
I think I don't know. For me, it's difficult. I understand, xCloud, Game Pass, all the services. That's the future. That's what they're going to try to do and get it on every possible platform that allows them to have them to, so they could sell their games to as many people as possible. But I don't understand why you're going into a console generation and already sounding this defeated. Even if it's not likely, let's say there's a 5 to 1% chance that you'll win this generation, quote unquote, whatever winning means. Then you should go for the fucking skies, or whatever the hell the quote is. Try to win. That's what you owe it to the people who remain loyal to you for all of these years, who still defend the Xbox brand even though you keep releasing 69 Metacritic games. And make sure that you're trying to make a console that is going to be better than the competition, and that you have faith in it, and that you think it's good enough, and that you have a good enough strategy to make it outsell your competition, because that's what competition is. It's trying to beat your competitor, and if you have something, if you have a feature, if you have a game, more than likely that is something that your other competitor is not doing, then trust me, they'll propagate to your product. But they're already going into the gates, knowing that they're going to be in last place, and that's just something that is kind of telling for Microsoft. We all understand that Game Pass, like I mentioned earlier, is going to be it's a service that they want on every system, and that's the future. But that's not the near future. That's not tomorrow. tomorrow is your console, the brand new console. You put all this research and development into this console, and probably 2 consoles with the Series S. You're going to put all this marketing. You're going to try to get Game Pass to have more subscriptions and port all over those gold memberships. Then try to win.
Yeah, they're giving up, or just doing the green ocean. By the way, real quick, just completely off topic, but going back to what we were talking about. Make sure to listen to Throwdown episode 650 on September 2nd, 2027 to see if it was indeed the best generation for them, Oh, man. Yeah, it's like, if we keep going Throwdown as we do, that's when we're going to hit 650. That'd be crazy. Imagine if we had 1,000 episodes. We'll be fucking old as shit,
All right, so real quick, I dumped in the chat. That's from Microsoft's xCloud site there for their facts. It says it's just a service. It doesn't mention anything about making a purchase, microtransactions. It just says whatever you have in your Ultimate, the games that are there are the games you can play from Game Pass. That's it. It says connect and play. That's all it's saying. I went through all.
That's a good question, though.
Yeah, they have a bunch of Q&A facts. So if anybody out there in the internet world want to take a look, Xbox.com, and then you'll see xCloud, and then they have a Q&A session right there, and they just break it down what you can, what you can't do. What's on here. So if you have it in Game Pass, if the game is in Game Pass, then you should be able to play it.
Go play Battletoads, man.
Think about it. It's not there now. It got pulled, but that would be kind of cool if you're like just hanging out somewhere in a park that does have Wi-Fi. Like, I'm playing freaking Red Dead 2 on this shit. It probably runs choppy as hell, but look what I can do on my cellular device.
Wait, what got pulled?
Red Dead 2. It did its time. They do this time. Yeah. Their cycles. They're like 3 months, whatever.
Yeah, that's with the third part, because I think first party stay there forever, right?
Oh yeah, no. First is for life.
Gotcha.
But it's
for life.
The third stuff. Yeah, the third party stuff that comes and goes. It hurts when I see that, because then there's so many times I'm like, oh, I'll get to that. Oh, that's something I want to play, and then it's like, oh, it's getting pulled. I'm like, I'm not gonna get to play it.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that you have to be cautious of when it comes to Game Pass in the future. Like Netflix. Netflix was the only game in town when it first came out as a streaming service. Now it's not.
No,
there's HBO
Max. They do the same shit. They pull that shit. They pull shit. You know what they should do, Carlos? You know what? And I thought maybe that Netflix could make money out of this too if they thought about it. Pick like a top 5. Your favorite that you're still watching, whatever, and then you can still keep those, and that's part of your subscription. You're entitled to 5. Maybe they would have to work something out where whoever owns the rights, but say, hey, listen, we're just giving customers just 5 of them. So let's say, for example, if there's certain games, like Exodus, for example, Metro Exodus, I didn't finish that shit, and I see they're going to pull it, and then Microsoft offers a top 5, then I can keep that one as long as it's installed. As soon as I uninstall it, that's it. There's no comebacks. It's gone. But I still have it installed so I can finish it, play it, the whole thing, and then it's gone. But at least I get those. I think that'd be cool if they had something like that, some kind of retention plan included into the service for a handful of games.
Yeah,
I doubt that.
Yeah, no, I probably won't have, but I think that'd be cool. Cool idea.
We will have to see about that.
We'll talk about that.
All right, man. Let's move on here. So yeah, let's talk about. Oh. What's up?
What's the name of that the Indian podcast app?
Oh, Geo7.
Okay, so as of today, for the past couple of weeks since we've been on Audio Boom, 0.7% of our listeners are from Geo7 or Seven.
Yo, by the way, we just signed up to them, or they accepted us 7 days ago. So that's kind of cool. You know,
man.
Millions of people on that shit.
Country number 9 of our listeners are from India.
Shout out to India, man.
There you go.
Say hello to our glorious host, Chris Seeley, who is of Indian descent.
There you go. All right, we got to throw it in. Raise your hand.
By the way, so to all the Mexican folks, I'm the host.
Yeah. Oh,
Dominican
man.
Republic.
Yeah, Dominican right here, ¿Qué pasa? Dímelo.
Ireland will welcome Brett. Brett Murdoch is our host.
Yeah, we got different hosts for different regions, man. We're all over the place, man. And you African cats, Brian Manjoma is the host, man.
And the British.
And the British too, you know. By the way, is Barcelona still the biggest city for us on Audio Boom? That's kind of crazy. We're gonna do the whole show in Spanish. Ahora vamos a hablar del precio del PlayStation. You know, Telemundo, you know.
It's number 6. Number 1 is Frederick, which I don't know where the hell Frederick is.
That's Freddie's house, man. Shout out to Freddie.
That guy got it running on like 5 different computers, 3 cell phones, 2 tablets. He's boosting on numbers hard.
Yo, shout out to Freddie, man. Philly Fred, you know.
Yo, where is Frederick? Because number 2 is New York, so Frederick has to be a huge ass city because we know a lot of people from New York listen.
Yo, I'm telling you, it's
They
Freddie.
better listen.
Yo, what the fuck is Frederick?
Hometown,
Hold on, I'm curious. We're getting off topic here, and you guys are gonna just deal with it. Now let me not do that. Carlos, you look that shit up. That's what I have you for, man. You look up all those crazy shit that I can't. Oh, do you find it? Where's Frederick?
Well, there's a lot. Frederick, Maryland. Frederick.
I know
Colorado.
Frederick's a Hollywood, man. They were better than Victoria's Secrets, you know.
Oh, yeah,
You guys remember that
Frederick,
shit from back in the day?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
man. You get them catalogs, but when you're 15 and shit, you just
They were in some malls. I remember there was a mall I went
Yeah.
to, and they actually had that too. I was like, oh shit.
like them girls had big fucking titties, man.
Risque.
Yeah, risque, right? Okay, so Frederick. So there's a bunch of cities named Frederick. Maybe they just combined them all into one, you know?
Maybe, but I mean, one is in Colorado and one is in Maryland. I'm assuming it's the Maryland one.
Maybe. Who knows? Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, all right, let's move on. Let's talk about video games now. So yes, we were just talking about PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Now we're going to talk about pricing. So there are some strong rumors. I mean, this is coming from multiple different sources, so it's not just people pulling shit out of their ass, you know. So the prices are going to be, as we've been saying, for the main consoles, right, is $499 for each. This is PlayStation 5 physical and Xbox Series X, right? $499, right? With the digital ones is where it gets more interesting, right? The PlayStation 5 all digital is going to be $399. We kind of been saying that. And the Xbox Series S, $299.
Damn, it gets even cheaper. Before
gets even
it was
cheaper.
like 400 and now it's $299. Next
So
you know
it's
it's gonna be
$299.
$50 and a fucking granola bar or something.
Yeah, so basically, if you guys saw, I forgot who posted it. I think it was Jason Schreier. I could be wrong. But no, not Jason Schreier. What's this motherfucker's name? The guy that Hip Hop Gamer had a beef with recently.
Oh, God damn it. What was
Grub,
his name?
right? Grub?
Yeah, Jeff Grubb.
So he posted the specs of the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, and like if you look at the specs and shit, you're like, oh, okay, the S a little bit less powerful, doesn't have as many teraflops in it, you know, and some other things. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's how they're going to cut the price down to $299. And also, I'm going to throw this in here. This is a theory that Danny Pena from Gamertag Radio is throwing around. He thinks that one of the other ways they could get you to buy or at least lower the price of this console, the S, don't include a controller. You know why? Because you already have an Xbox controller. It could work. I'm like, they could.
That'll work.
That could,
Shit,
and think of,
any
I
cables.
was about to say, and Adam, if that sounds crazy, remember what Nintendo did with the 3DS?
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
No
it's
power.
possible. Yeah.
Fucking open that shit, can't even plug it in.
Yeah. So there's not really much to say about these prices. They're aligned with what we thought, except for this S. The S is crazy, you know. By the way, imagine like you're Joe Blow, right, going to the store trying to buy a console for a kid, right? All right. Like, what you got for Xbox? All right, we got the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. Like, okay, let me get the S. You mean the X? The X. No, the S. Like, it's confusing.
No, it's
you know?
it's gonna be two things. I think it's gonna be color and pricing, big freaking sticker pricing, and that's gonna be all people need to know.
$299.
$299. Yeah, is it broken? Is that a refurb? No, that's
that's
shit.
fresh butter. You know,
Holy, that's the butter edition. Let me bring it home. My kid's gonna love me. My wife's gonna take me back. This is gonna be dope.
you know, my thing is like, why would you want? I guess it really is for the like Joe Blow people. It's like, why would you want the least powerful console? You know, the $299 joint.
People want to spend the least amount of money. That's just always been the case. Why do we see people go nuts on Black Friday for bullshit ass TVs that are garbage, and they mob each other?
Adam,
over
I know how they're gonna do this shit.
Boom.
$299 free subscription to Game Pass
I could see that
for a year. I could see that. Yeah, I'm telling you.
do a Game Pass. Yeah, definitely.
And remember, an Xbox Game Pass comes with comes with everything, right? Fucking Xbox Game Pass on your Xbox and your PC and Project X Cloud. So think about it. It's like, yo, you get this shit for a year, $2.99. Get your fucking kids to play this shit, and you're good.
And remember, they still have that other payment service. So if they cross that over into this one, there you go. People have payment options, and they treat it just like a cell phone. That's it. It's just like a cell phone plan. I remember it was Sony that tried to work with AT&T. Remember for the data plan with the Vita? That was a fucking mess. But I always found it interesting that you couldn't just get a Vita over at an AT&T, because I thought that'd be kind of cool if you could just go in there and get one, but you couldn't do that. So let's say if they're trying to do this whole thing with the cell phone, that type of plan system, maybe they'll figure something out with some of the stores and just sell it on that type of level of like, payment plans, like, get this card and you pay these monthlies, and we'll send a box in the mail, you'll get it.
Yeah.
So get your Xbox just like a phone.
Just to extend this segment a little bit, and I know this is not 30 young questions, but I'm gonna ask you guys a question. When do you think we're gonna get these prices? Because remember, originally we were like, we're gonna get these we're gonna get these in August. August is almost gone.
It's got to be next week. It has to be. You can't wait till September. That's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Bro, we have it in the song. Wake me up when September ends.
It has to be. It has to be next week, and at the end of that week, the floodgates open. We see ads, billboards, so much propaganda. We start getting nauseous and throwing up in the street. Right? Well, that's a lie because no one's in the street. But if you were, you would be throwing up. There's going to be so much of this Xbox and Sony and all this shit in your face. All these commercials in your face, and that's it. It's going to brainwash you to go to one side or the other. Or maybe you don't, and you just stick with your Switch.
Here's my question: do you think they're going to announce them next week, or do you want them? Because there's a difference.
They have to. It's the end of the month, right? Next month. Next week is the last.
It is. It is. But I'm not so sure.
Why would they wait?
They've been waiting, bro.
Yeah, no. They've been waiting. At least Microsoft said they had an announcement coming in the last week of August.
They didn't say that.
Let me look.
They didn't say that.
Not about pricing, but they were going to make some kind of other announcement.
I don't know.
They have an announcement to make.
Let me know about that. Tony, remember the Switch got its price announced less than 2 months before launch. Oh, shit. They could. Don't be surprised with these people, man. Don't be surprised if they release that price in fucking October, man.
All right, so just to go back to what you said, you just said these pricings, these could be the.
These are the rumors. These are the rumors.
$2.99. What's holding them back from just announcing that shit now? You killed it.
The same shit that's been holding everything back. What's the main excuse these people use nowadays? What's the main number one excuse? The Rona. Everything.
Because damn, $2.99. It don't matter if you announce it today, tomorrow, next week. That's still $2.99. It doesn't look like Sony's gonna drop that low to compete for the digital on a $2.99 level. So you won that market, at least if anyone's gonna buy it. I don't know.
You know.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
Sounds so low though.
It's a weak console though, man.
But no, it doesn't even matter. Think about that. That cannibalizes any of their current shit that's in the right there.
It's true. Yeah, they're gonna have to lower those other prices.
All that shit is overpriced at that point. You were like, damn, everything must go. So I guess if the rumors are true, if it comes out as true, just keep your eye on Best Buy, Target, all of it. You start seeing email flyers of
clearance sales, baby.
Yeah, clearance. Everything must go. Blowout sale. Then there you go. Now you know this.
Get your fat Xbox One for $200.
There you go. Xbox Series One X. I saw an email and it was like, oh, cheaper than Carlos version. I'm like, what? Cheaper than Carlos? Oh shit! They got the butter deals.
Oh shit. Oh man, yeah, we will see about that.
Well, I mean, you asked everyone, so
yeah.
Chris, what do you think?
Oh, I completely forgot to ask the question. You're right. Keep going.
Well, what do I think about the pricing?
Yeah, when do you think the pricing is going to drop?
Announcement and
announcement to make.
I'd say if I don't know, I'd be troubled if by the end of September they don't say anything.
End of September. Wow.
I could see. Yo, I'm telling you, I'm going to go. I'm not going to. By the way, this is just me bullshitting right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they fucking wait till October at this point. I don't put nothing past
to
them.
retailers.
You know?
It takes
Because-
over a month to do that.
No, they'll ship it, but they'll ask them to keep it under wraps.
Yeah.
It'll be up to us to be like, oh look, Target leaked it, because you can't count on them. They always somebody at Target or Walmart don't give a shit. They'll just put it'll be like, oh, there's this in the flyer. You know,
You know, it's funny because funny that you say that, because that is exactly what's going on with the GI Joe figures right now. These things these things are supposed. They got the shipment for those months ago, and they're putting them out on the shelves right
Are you
now.
showing the Snake Eyes? Or is that the Snake Eyes?
Oh well, I don't have the Snake Eyes with me, but yeah, the thing is, they're putting out those figures before they're supposed to actually be coming out. So,
yeah.
and it's supposed to be in like November or October that these figures are supposed to be on the shelves. So yeah.
I believe it. That it never changes, man. It never changes. Even when I was back at Nintendo, there would be always someone in sales yelling about, "Yo, Target leaked this shit," or our point of sale person at Walmart or GameStop fucked up, and it's always some shit like that.
Yeah, Joe Blow in aisle 6 has no incentive or motivation to keep any fucking secrets.
No, if he finds out, you don't think he tweets that shit? He puts He's like, yo, look at this shit, yo, and tell my cousin, I'm telling everyone.
Before CES, that was because of the whole Arcade 1-Up thing, we saw a pinball box that showed Back to the Future on it. They still haven't announced that one, but we saw a box, and it was there, so we could assume that is real, and they just haven't announced that. But yeah, there's always somebody somewhere with a damn camera.
And they're sitting in the back, and they're like, "Oh shit, I didn't know we had this."
Right? I just unloaded a truck, and guess what was in the fucking truck? Click, click.
PlayStation 4, 5,
Ninja Turtle Edition.
You know?
That's right. Nickelodeon tie-in.
All right, let's move on, man.
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah. Oh yeah, but Brett, I keep forgetting I asked the fucking question. Brett, go ahead.
First week in October.
First week of October. Okay.
First week of September. I think they'll do it the first week of September. Not next week, the week after.
Again, my bullshit answer was October, but I think it's going to be in September.
Yeah, I say the last week.
I'm going to go middle to end of September. That's what I think.
You know why? Because most people's Q2 ends September 30th, except for Microsoft. But that's one of their quarters because they use a calendar. That's the end of their Q3. Yeah.
Gotcha. Brett, what's up?
I have a tinfoil hat theory that basically, if you wait until October to announce it, I mean, you got nothing in your pocket. You got nothing to show. You're basically releasing a system with almost no news or backups. So the only thing left in your arsenal is timing and pricing. So you can announce it, but then you hold off the pricing. You drop the pricing first week in October. It keeps you in the news cycle, and the thing about that, it's kind of the $4.99 deal. Like if they release it in the news in the first week in October, then people will be like, "It's in November. That's just a month away." No, it's not, but it feels like it's just around the corner. So everybody will be on a buzz about it, about like, "Oh, I'm going to be able to get this soon," and blah 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 blah. So that's where my tinfoil hat theory comes from, because it would honestly, in my opinion, be actually better marketing. The way that they're doing it and just staying silent is actually fucking working for them. Every time they don't say something, they make the news cycle. So yeah, save it until right before it's released.
Wow.
What are you gonna do? Spend millions of dollars on advertising? What are you gonna show?
You heard it here first, people. Manny, what do you think? Yeah, I think you're muted.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with. They're saying it comes out in November.
No. The consoles come out in November. That's both of them are pretty much saying that.
November.
It's just
somewhat. It's holiday season, November-ish.
Yeah. So what do you think they're gonna announce the price? Yeah.
Man, you know what? It's I hate to say this, but I don't want them to do this, but I feel like they're gonna probably squeeze it so close that it's gonna be dumb. I think I'm gonna do October.
Wow, you heard
I
it here
think they're gonna
first, people.
squeeze it. I think they're gonna literally do it like a month before the damn things show up.
So who else?
That's when they,
October?
and that's when they're gonna probably do maybe do the pre-order shit, because you notice that there's also no pre-orders for any of these new consoles.
Nope.
So my guess is they're probably gonna do it October, announce the pre-orders, and then yeah.
So Manny is October. Tony was October. Now he's September.
Yeah, I could still lean October though. Remember, I said late September.
And
could
I'm
lean.
next week. I just think next week.
And Brett said October as well, and Chris said late September. So Adam's the only outlier here, basically. Actually, I want to hear Brian's take on this. Brian, what do you think?
I say end of the month.
Ooh, okay, end of September. Okay.
So
Yeah,
next
this
week?
month.
That's next week.
Oh, really? Okay, that's
week,
okay.
yeah.
So you
Well,
and Adam are next week. Okay.
Wild Horse. Yeah.
Okay.
I could have swore I can't find it, so maybe it's just in my
Nah,
head.
you
I had a lot
dreamt
of
it,
voices.
man.
I got voices.
Yeah, no, it's just like
you
that.
got voices,
Yeah,
you got emails.
you dreamt it just like I dreamt. Yo, by the way, this is a crazy ass dream. I literally, because I only remember my dreams when I'm waking up, and this is relevant. This is video game related. I was playing Resident Evil 3, but I was in the game, right? It was like, like I'm in the game and shit, right? So I'm running away from fucking Nemesis. This motherfucker's coming at me, right? And I turn around and see him. You know who it is? It's not Nemesis. It's Craig. I'm not making this up. I woke up laughing my ass off. I was like, Craig!
It's the
And
scariest thing ever.
It was the same stupid gif, the same dumb face, just like plastered on Nemesis.
Well, here's the question with that. When now they have this break and the whole laugh about Craig, you think Craig is going to return, or are they just going to replace him?
Oh
with
no,
someone?
Craig's a meme. He's staying in that motherfucker. They can't get rid of him even if they wanted. They can't get rid of him.
Adam. Hey, Adam.
Yo, Will.
So if you think they're going to announce the price next week, is that correct?
Yeah, I think
So
we'll
does
see.
Brian. So
Okay.
does Brian.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So
sometime, yeah.
hold on. So you think that they're going to announce the price before they announce a firm release date?
Yep.
Okay.
I think they'll just get that buzz going, and we'll start seeing the ads.
I think the news that you feel coming up is the release date, not the price.
Well, something's coming. I think whatever happens, they're gonna make some kind of announcement this week.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
if they wait until the
'Cause even if they say a release date, what's gonna fuck? People want to know the price.
By the way, as far as release dates goes, again, these are just reports, but it's coming from a lot of different sources, so take it how you will.
it'll still make news though. And
yeah.
see, that's the thing. Like if you're sitting there trying to figure out, well, how do I make news without making news? In about 6 weeks, I announced the price. About 6 weeks, or I announced the date. About 6 weeks later, I announced the price. Boom, done. And then that news cycle will lead me into the actual release, and then the actual release of the PlayStation 5 will keep making headlines and will keep making money. And it's easy. It's self-evident. I could be wrong. I could be being cynical here. I've been known to do that, but
Tuesday.
Well, considering how most of us kind of agree with the October, announcement, I don't think you're being that cynical. By the way, the reports, they're not even rumors. Again, they're coming from a bunch of different sources. Xbox Series X will release on November 6th, and PlayStation 5 will release on November 13th, which is a reverse of this generation. It was PlayStation came out the first week of November, and then Xbox. So this time it's going to be flipped around. But I could believe that November 13th makes sense. No console is going to release after November 13th because Black Friday and all that other shit,
Brian, can you remind me when did the PlayStation 5 came out?
Okay.
The EU?
On the EU, very different in the E EU.
Yeah, it came out a week after the Xbox, which is why I was like, hey, didn't the Xbox come out first and then PlayStation afterwards?
Yeah. So you were
Yeah.
both right and wrong.
Yeah.
It's like Schrodinger's cat. You existed in two different states.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna do that again. I mean, they probably are. I think we're gonna be the first ones to get the console.
Oh. All right, man. Let's move on. And Carlos, this story's here for you, sir.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, I gotta go.
Yeah, hey, you got to go, man. Get out of here. Xbox Series X UI was revealed. Full disclosure, I didn't read into any of this shit. I have no idea what's going on. So I'm going to let Carlos take over. And don't bring like 10 other motherfuckers behind you. I know how you Mexicans are, man. You know, you ain't like, go ahead, take over. And like, all right, hey Pablo, hey Jefe, let's go, man. And all these dudes just roll up.
Emilio, man.
You know?
Oh man, what is this?
All
man?
these motherfuckers roll up like, yo, where's all this tequila coming from? You know? Fernando, you know, roll it up and shit. They got women. Yo, it's getting Carlos. What are you doing to me right now, bro?
Got some empanadas in the back. Yeah, it's a party.
Oh shit!
Calmate. All right, go ahead, bro.
No, it's. I only saw the video once, so I don't have such a huge remember that fondly. But it kind of reminded me of the Xbox app. I think it's still in beta on the PC.
Yeah,
it's a little bit more like that. It looks more cleaner and more intuitive than the previous iterations of the Xbox One user interface. They were talking about how they're using less resources for this because it's more efficient. All I want, to be honest, because the Xbox One UI set the bar really low. I just want it to, I don't want it to be clunky. I have my gripes about the PlayStation 4 interface, and that's because it's so minimalistic, and it's too simplistic. It's like the XMB, just with just an added dimension. It's not even that much, but yeah, if Microsoft can just keep it clean, that's all I want. And yeah, from what I saw, it looked pretty nice. However, we don't know how it's going to perform. That was one of the other issues.
They claim it's going to be faster. They claim.
Did it look the same? Did it have the tiles?
I'm looking at it now, and yeah, it looks the same mostly.
It just looks more rounded edges, and it has the icons on. You know how the Xbox have it has the icons on the left.
Yeah,
games they have that on that too. And I don't know if it's going to be uniform. This would be interesting if they kept. I don't know if they talked about this. If they would keep the user interface, uniform across PC and Xbox, I think that would be a good thing to do.
I'm looking at the post from Xbox. It seems that it has the interface shifts depending on the platform. Like they're showing how it looks on your phone, how it looks on your laptop, how it looks on your Xbox. Right. Little differences between them. So it's not that the PC one I'm looking looks nice. Actually, it looks a lot cleaner. There's your friends list. Again, my main thing is I just want this shit to be fast, man, because the Xbox is so fucking slow. Like the input lag is ridiculous on that thing.
Well, it's not only just fast. They should not have that much clutter.
Yeah, it's a lot of clutter.
There's so much clutter on the Xbox One. Even right now, they fix.
They'll fix it up, and then they'll keep cluttering with more shit, and then it slows down again.
Yeah.
They just need to leave it alone. Just say, all right, this is what we have on it. And then if people want clutter, make it an option. You want to put all these attachments and widgets and all that shit, then you do it and you're fucking it up for yourself. Yeah. But by default, don't have that all on.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Make it real simple. They need to listen to people. They keep saying that's one thing that always pisses me off. They keep saying, we listen to our audience. We doing that. That's all bullshit. Because if we did, then we would have the original Xbox 360 with the blades. At least as an option. Because I would prefer that. You know how many times I played the game of just sounds with the blades? I remember I would just sit on my couch and just
Adam, screw the blades. I mean, they're cool, but the freaking when you're in game and you press the Xbox button and it shows the mini blade in the middle.
Oh yeah,
that was the best, man. That was the best. I don't know why the hell they got away from that.
All of it. It was beautiful.
Like you got that mini blade, you got your party chat, you got the music.
Yeah, it's your messages, your chivos. Remember the little chivo? It would tell you, and you click it. Oh, I get that.
Man, it was so good, and all they had to do was, just do a fresh version of that, and they just went in a completely different direction. They went into some
simpler time,
into some freaking, it looked more like a store with a whole bunch of advertisements. And you're like, where the hell am I supposed to look to find something? And that's what they need to fix. But I'm not getting an Xbox Series X on day one, so.
Why would you get one? Period. You have a PC, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You
I
know?
downloaded Battletoads on the PC. I'm gonna
Uh-oh.
play it this weekend.
Throwdown. Oh, we would do Throwdown game night, by the way, but there's no online for that game.
Oh, yeah.
That's stupid. It's just
How the hell
yeah,
do you not have online co-op?
makes no sense.
Oh, man, you're muted.
What's wrong with those guys?
I don't
Yo,
know,
man,
man.
what's
Like, yeah, it's like, oh, it's like fucking couch co-op. Like, who's couch co-oping during the Rona, man?
Other than Brett?
Yeah, Brett's the only one, you know? Shout out to Morgan, too, man.
Yep.
Morgan!
They're safest together.
Yeah. Yeah, they're stuck together, man. Oh, God. All right. Anything else you guys want to say about the Xbox UI?
No, but remind me to tell you something after the show.
All right. Put a pin on it. You know, I need you to remind me to remind you.
Oh,
I do have one thing to ask about.
Go ahead, bro.
Okay, what I noticed most is that I couldn't see any ads on this UI, and I know that the Xbox UI was notorious for just having ads everywhere. So, could this mean that there's no more ads in Xbox, or they'll just keep that quiet until it comes out?
Yeah, I think you're gonna keep it quiet. Let's just be real. Then I gotta put those things like
Right?
right in front of
Is your
center.
question, will rich people want to make more money, or will they be satisfied with what they have?
There's always gonna be ads, man.
Okay, again, I have no idea. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I doubt that. All right, where are we right now? Deathloop, you know. Delay, Brett, man. This is one of your games, bruh.
I am very displeased about this.
And
we
as
are
always,
not happy.
yeah, the Rona. They're blaming the Rona. Brett, just go ahead and talk about Deathloop. I don't really care about this game.
I don't know why you don't care about it. Like, it's a. Oh yeah, I do, because it's a different genre of game. It's the kind of game where, from the looks of it, you have to make mistakes, you have to repeat things, you have to figure out patterns and cycles, in order to make like a perfect run, through the game. So it feels kind of like the Dark Souls mechanic. Not necessarily. One of the things I like about Dark Souls that isn't just that it's hard, is that it takes the mechanic of like, okay, you can learn from this and do better next time, because everything is always the same. Everything is always similar. Like, time is not a factor. So, instead of like a Prince of Persia, oh, I can just rewind kind of thing, it's just a take another chance at it. So death is kind of a part of it. This game seems to have the same thing. So, plus time travel. I'm a sucker for time travel. What can I say? I'm displeased that this game is getting delayed, but I think everything's going to get delayed. I wouldn't actually be surprised if the consoles themselves got delayed, because everybody knows, like, especially Sony knows that this thing is kind of like a rush job. They don't really have anything to show for it. Nothing really launched or took off. So delaying it would be in their favor. But then they got Microsoft sitting over there, and if they don't delay, then Sony looks bad. So I virtually guarantee you both of them want to delay, but Microsoft is determined to get out there, and I don't think that Sony will. They won't let them get that big of a leap on them.
Right.
So, but like I said, I don't think it's going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did.
They should delay him for a year, but that's not gonna happen. And Brett, I want your take on this, because this is kind of interesting. So Deathloop in the game, the guns actually jam on you, right? And they're gonna represent that in the game by your trigger on the DualSense 5, the PlayStation controller, locking up on you too. What do you think about that?
I think that's pretty dope, actually. I'm torn on the whole controller thing, because while I agree that a lot of what they're saying is they've kind of reached the apex of audio and visual limitations. They can make something hyper realistic and sound perfect. They don't really have anywhere to go from there. So Sony is really focused. That's why they're focusing on their controller, and this is kind of in the same realm. So I'm going to kind of lump them together. I don't know if how the controller feels or how it vibrates or if it fucking refrigerates itself. I don't think that that's the way that gamers want to go. You know, more realistic graphics, great. That's awesome. It looks better. More realistic audio, okay. It can really, like, playing Senua with headphones on is really a crazy experience. Yeah. I don't know if using fancy tricks on a controller is a good thing, because for the most part, won't that just remind you that you're holding a controller? It seems like it would be immersion breaking. Maybe maybe once you get used to it, it kind of changes. But you know, if my controller like feels like sand or something like that, then I'm just going, oh, my controller is vibrating weird. I don't think any of us really care about the controller vibration, along with it's a tactile alert. Like, I don't think they're gonna be like, oh, the bottom vibrates and it can tell you there's an enemy coming from behind you, and if the top vibrates, there you can tell there's an enemy coming in front of you. Like, I think that's about as good an idea as being able to, you know, like you turn the controller to be able to turn your vehicle. It just doesn't make sense.
Wait
So I
till
mean,
you find
I could be wrong.
Brett.
Like, here's the thing: just we need more specialized controllers. Like, give us the back paddles and shit. Like, give us things that we can use, and with more options. Don't try fancy tricks to make the controller vibrate in a special fucking way. Like, honestly, it's cool, but I don't really care. And I would say, does anybody honestly feel different? Then it's cool, but I don't really care.
Can you say something like really quick, Brett?
I
Can you
would prefer you
try?
didn't.
Can you try and guess how Insomniac are trying to make Spider-Man Miles Morales for the DualSense, based on what you just said?
Spider Sense.
It's kind of. Basically, they've said that the direction in which Miles gets hit from, it will vibrate or it will be felt through the DualShock, or sorry, the DualSense. So if you get punched on your left hand side will feel something, you know.
Okay, I mean, it's
Exactly
nice
what
when
you just
games.
said.
Yeah, it's nice when games give you a little rumble when you get hit, because it kind of adds some impact to it, or when you shoot or whatever. But I don't really care if it's on the left hand side or the right hand side. And they've spent so much money and so much time making a new controller. It's almost laughable to me. I don't know if I'm alone here. Like, it's kind of their big thing, but even they're not holding it up like baby Simba. They're just kind of like, yeah, we've been working on this thing. It's supposed to be revolutionary, but you know, it's just kind of it's there. Like, where's all the big announcements? Where's all the big hype?
Okay, before I even answer that, I want to go back to Deathloop, because I found the whole gun jamming thing to be probably one of the most ridiculous things I've heard in a long while. I mean, it's cool enough that they want to make things more immersive. Like, that's fine. I understand that plight, but doing it this way is counterproductive, because one gun, like, jamming guns is one of the things that has not taken off. Like, the last game that I can remember that had that was Far Cry 2, and that was one of the things that everyone hated. That and malaria. They just
Yeah.
didn't like that. Hence why they never came back. So hence,
You
like,
get
you're bringing
malaria.
back a feature from, like, what, PS3 days, I think it was, that people didn't like, simply to sell your controller. It's like, come on, guys. It's like, at least bring something back that people did like. You know, again, one of the things that I do like is how in Journey you can control the camera using the 6-axis. It's a small thing, but hey, it's something. It's not intrusive. It's kind of nice. But yeah, it's just
When it's done
gun
well.
jamming. And then
I'm
this is
sorry.
what I
Go ahead.
said to B-Rolls on Twitter. It's like, we're going to get people that are going to play that game, the gun's going to jam, and then they're going to be sat there just pressing the trigger button until the damn thing breaks. And then voila, you now have people with broken controllers simply because the thing's jammed. Or even worse, People are going to go on Reddit and Sony forums and say, "Hey, my controller's broken. Like I tried to press the trigger and it got stuck."
Yeah,
It frustrates me knowing that that's how people are going to do this, and it's like,
it's a feature,
oh
not a
man,
bug.
yeah.
This is honestly the reason that I push for VR. Like, yes, we have the computational power to make things look highly realistic. Do the same with a fucking VR headset. Oh, all of a sudden it looks like you're just seeing everything through a screen door. Nah, that's because you haven't reached the apex of audio and video fidelity with anything other than the TV. Anything that requires more computational power, you're not getting. And honestly, the most intuitive thing you can do in a video game is move your fucking head around. Look at something. Like, that's why I'm convinced that whether we like it or not, we're going to end up going the route of VR. And it's probably not going to be until, it becomes something like Tony says, where you're just like, yeah, it's a lightweight thing, kind of lasts for 3-4 hours at least. It's cordless, can just pop it on my head, boom, ready, good to go. It's cool just looking at enemies and being able to shoot lasers out of my eyes. Like, that's a fun thing. It adds a whole different axis, A-X-I-S, to the games that you play, because you're not just pointing at something. You're also looking at things. Because if not that, then what? Obviously, if you look at Sony, they're kind of being like, I don't fucking know. We don't know. We can't make games shinier. We've reached the wall on that. Where the fuck do we go from here? Actually, that's a good question. I want to ask you guys if we have the opportunity at some point. We're in time now. Where the fuck do we go from here? Now that we can't get shinier games.
We go outside. We walk away.
We play the game that has the best graphics, the massive multiplayer thing, everything that you could possibly think of, and then you know what it's called? Real life.
Oh, life. That's what it does. It just falls apart, and then a window opens.
You just walk out. You just walk out, and it's like they play the Rite of Spring starts playing, and then the sun goes in your eyes. You're like, what's that big fireball in the sky?
Pete Steele off in the distance singing "Summer Breeze." Summer Breeze.
Pete Steele, the ghost of Pete Steele.
All right, Pete, miss you every day.
Yeah, no, I've always said, if gaming gets to a state where it's just like intolerable, and just pretend I don't have a job in gaming. Gaming becomes tolerable. Going back to the old shit I've never played. Just hitting the backlog. So that's my plan, Mr. Brett.
No, I don't mean your plan. I mean, where does the industry go?
Oh,
down the toilet.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's actually good. That's a good question. That's a good question. I think
now they can get shinier. Where the fuck do they focus on? Because Sony's going with a controller that vibrates in special ways. I don't think that's going to be a hit with everybody. So the question is, what is? Where do we go?
More of these fucking battle royale type of games. Whatever it is, it's going to be one of these multiplayer suck out your money type of games and shit. Maybe it's not battle royale, but it's going to be something along those lines.
Yeah, but you wouldn't need a new gen for that.
No, you don't.
That's kind of my thing. Like,
you don't.
You don't need a new gen now.
No, that's what I'm saying. What would the next gen? I guess is another kind of way to put it. Like
next gen.
It's over, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
we've peaked. We can't go higher now.
So what do you do? What makes the games bigger? Is it really the controller?
Probably not.
No, it's not. Like, I think controllers are fine now. Like, I don't like you can add other gimmicks like it buzzes and it flashes in your face or whatever, or go in the VR direction. But what you need to do is like they need to expand the experience. They can't rely on gimmicks. It's like what other bells and whistles can we put on? Like Manny always says about the games, right? So make the games deeper, right? Stop spending time researching how to make the controller vibrate in how many different directions, and spend the time fucking making the games deeper, or invest in story and all that stuff. That's where you have to go. Like, yeah, you can't go shinier, so you have to make the games deeper. That's all you can do.
Yeah,
longer, or just like in better quality.
No, better quality. Like you had a saying, right? Games are as wide as an ocean, as deep as a puddle. So don't make it as deep as a puddle. Make it as deep as a fucking ocean.
I don't know if people like Tony, the completionist, are going to appreciate that.
Yeah, no, fuck that shit.
Well, it's there. It's the options. Just make the platinums at the puddle level,
Yeah.
But you could go deep.
Nope, they'll still do it. Tony Wolf. Tony will be compelled to finish a game. That's why he hates long games. He is compelled to finish a game and almost all the content in the game, if not all of it.
Of course, that's the point of playing them, man.
See? He can't just take the bits he likes. It's a buffet, but he's going to eat everything.
Hey, if they're serving it to you on your plate, you might as well finish it.
Exactly,
right?
it's there, you know. Yeah.
I
By the
mean,
way,
you don't go up to a steak restaurant and only eat half a steak. You're gonna take that shit home. You're gonna finish that shit.
Exactly.
There you go.
You know?
You get the appetizers.
Yeah. Also, Brett, the other thing, you know,
but
the
take the rolls too.
yeah, and you know the gorging.
Oh, yeah.
There's also the gorging part. Think about it like this, Brett. You're still playing through Ghost of Tsushima, right? I'm like, I got the platinum in that shit 3 weeks ago. Like, I just ran through that motherfucker. You know, gorged that. Like, I just stuffed it all in my mouth. You know. I was gonna say a saying about that, but I can't say
myself
that.
and enjoying it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I could have finished it. I am on the last mission.
Oh shit.
But here's the thing. I've been on the last mission for a while.
Oh, you've given up. You stopped.
I will let you guys take that. Think about what you will.
You've reached the point.
Oh man. I don't know. I can't answer the question. Gaming keeps going these weird directions, but I have noticed at least that one trend. Like whatever the big game is, there's always some big multiplayer type of game. So it's going to be that, you know, more microtransaction type of games, more games as a service type of games, you know.
So let me get this right. Do you think games are going to become more and more and more multiplayer?
Yes, they are. And the graphics are going to become simpler too, ironically enough. Since we've already reached the top of the zenith, think about it. What's the biggest game right now? Fucking Fall Guys, you know?
Fall Guys and Fortnite.
Yeah. These
that's so big.
simple ass fucking games, you know? I don't like them, but people love them. So I think that's what, you know, and think about it. Fall Guys is so successful. You know they're going to make more games in that vein. It's just like they made a million fucking Battle Royale games. Ironically enough, after Fortnite ripped off a fucking, whatchamacallit, I forget the name of the game already. What does that tell you? I forgot the name of the game that fucking inspired it, you know? What does that tell you?
On Tony, so have you heard about the Ghost of Tsushima PS5 news?
Yes. By the way, quickly, I want to add to that. When I first heard it, my gut instinct, I was fucking livid. Right? Let me finish. Let me finish. Right? I was livid. I'm like, what the fuck? They're throwing in some bullshit fucking multiplayer tacked on goddamn nonsense. I was mad. By the way, this is the same reaction. This is how long I've been feeling this way. When they announced Uncharted 2 was gonna have multiplayer, I'm like, these motherfuckers, man, they're throwing this bullshit in there, you know. And then I read the fine print, Brett. I read the fine print. Co-op multiplayer. I'm like, oh, that's a different story. So let's get together and play this motherfucker, man. I'm ready.
Like heist.
All right,
I'm ready, man.
I wonder,
Brett, did you have the same reaction when you read the fine print? Like, hold on a second. Co-op, eh?
I wonder if you get to take your your stats with you from your actual game.
No,
Or
it's,
just
you build your own new character from scratch because you get to play as different
it's-
classes and stuff. You know.
Oh lordy.
Yeah.
More
Brett, this could be
content.
Monster Hunter again, man.
Oh God.
Let's fucking go. You know.
How much money do they want? Just take it now. I'll give it to you.
Yo, by the way, I find it funny that Ghost of Tsushima gets multiplayer. Last of Us doesn't.
They'll get one.
Oh, they'll get one, you know.
Oh, here's a question.
Yeah.
Which is kind of related. Do you think that Last of Us 2 multiplayer will be PS5 exclusive?
Ooh. Oh, Brian, man.
Again,
I've heard of
quiet
walls.
about it. PS5 is like 2 weeks away. You know?
Yeah, actually, matter of fact, you know, Brian, actually, I'm going to say it right now, fuck it, because I've had this theory. I've been talking behind the scenes and stuff, but with some friends, like, about this. This is what I think is going to happen. This is how they're going to sell you The Last of Us 2 on PlayStation, man. Kind of a little bit similar. By the way, I don't have the story. I should probably put this in here. The Remedy, they put out a statement about Control. Anyway, so I think what's going to happen is how they're going to sell you The Last of Us 2 on PlayStation 5. It's like, hey, you get The Last of Us 2 PlayStation 5. Comes bundled with the multiplayer. I think that's how they're going to do it. I don't know what they're going to do with the regular Last of Us, 2 for the PS4, but I think there will be a special PS5 edition that comes bundled with the multiplayer, but I do not know if they will exclude it for the PS4 because that would be kind of fucked up, But I don't know if they're gonna. But I will say they will. There will be a complete edition, special edition, whatever the edition. The Last of Us 2 on PlayStation 5 that comes day one with multiplayer. Quote me on that.
Wasn't the multiplayer removed that they couldn't get it done by launch because they were supposed to have multiplayer just like the other one did?
They didn't remove it. They just didn't have it ready. There's a difference.
Yeah. Well, they didn't have it ready, so they took it all out. It wasn't there. It's not like under construction. So
yeah, they're working on it. We just don't know. And don't quote me on the date. Who the fuck knows when that's going to come out? But we'll have to see. We'll see about that. Anyway, what the fuck are we going on about right now? Deathloop, the controller. Oh yeah. Okay, Carlos, there's another one for you, brother. So some developers are saying that scaling back next gen games for current gen consoles is not easy. Shocking.
Oh my god.
Go off, Carlos. I saw you going off on Twitter, bro.
So you mean to tell me that scaling a video game is not as easy as pressing a button? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what they're saying?
No,
man.
It's worse. They're telling you that it's difficult to do that, to scale down a game. You can scale up a game with the press of a button.
Yeah, scaling up is much easier because the technology that's going to play them is, if the architecture is the same, then the technology is going to be better and it can probably handle whatever the previous thing is doing. But
exactly. if you're a developer, which are you going to do? Scale up or down?
Yeah, you're going to scale up because scaling down is much harder.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. People are saying, well, this is why we can have the next Halo Infinite on the Xbox One, or this is why we can have the next Uncharted or the next God of War on the PS4. And it's like, no, it's not that simple. Game development, the logical thing that's going to improve, and that's what everyone knows, is resolution, frame rate, that kind of stuff. Man, all that stuff is, it's gonna increase, and if you're gonna make a game and it's gonna be higher textures, and that's the only thing that's the difference, then yeah, just lower down the textures and it'll play the game. But if you're gonna implement different things, like Ratchet and Clank is implementing the SSD thing, where it's like we're popping into this level, and it's all like from a blink of an eye. It's like you can scale that down on the PlayStation 4. Well, maybe you can, but it'll just take forever to get from level to level, and which completely changes the gameplay. It's a different game. What if the PlayStation 5 of God of War has destructible environments on every environment? You can't just scale that down into the PlayStation 4. It's like, okay, so we're scaling it down and we're gonna have a billion less destructible environments, or I don't know, whatever that is. There are certain things within physics, within loading times, within several other things that it's just not as easy as saying, oh, I'm just going to scale that down and the game should be portable. And that's the biggest misconception of this next generation, and that's why people want to think it's anti-consumer, that you're releasing a game and it's not going to be available for all the systems. And it's like, well, it's anti-innovation, and it's anti creative freedom for these developers to not be able to put these systems to the test and express themselves through a video game with all the powerful limitations that they have. So scalability is one of those terms that is getting used a lot going into this next generation, and quite frankly, it's just a lazy way for people to speculate that things can be ported so easily from a higher end system into a lower end system. That's why a lot of the games that are being developed for them, if they're cross-gen titles, they're developed first on the older generation systems, and it's better because you're going to work with the lowest common denominator and move up from there. Then if you're developing Halo Infinite for the Xbox One, then you can just scale up the textures into 4K or whatever the resolution is going to be, and then improve the frame rate, maybe add better lighting. But that's That's the best case scenario. And that's not the good one because you're starting from the lowest common denominator. And that's it.
Ted. Again, none of this is surprising, at all. Again, how long? Yeah,
costs.
it is. It's
Yeah.
this is why I'm gonna say it, this is why I'm not really for cross-gen. Some people say, oh no, gotta give people choices. Fuck that. Upgrade, man. It's time. That's how we've always done it. That's how we've always done it.
Fuck cross-gen. Fuck that bullshit.
Thank you. Okay, we just said fuck cross-gen. Again, maybe this is because we're from the old school, but there were always a thick line of demarcation. This the old gen, this the new gen. Hop on board. We don't want to hear that bullshit. Now motherfuckers want to play their old games on the new console. They want to use their old controllers. Fuck all that shit.
Look, backwards compatibility is awesome. Forwards compatibility is ass backwards.
It's stupid.
You gotta understand that the fact we're releasing they're releasing these consoles for a reason, and it's because the hardware is magnitudes more powerful than their predecessors, and it creates new experiences, and it gives developers so many more tools to develop. And that's the Halo Infinite.
But you have to incentivize them to use them. Like that's the thing. Like if we talked about earlier, like it's easier to upscale a game, so a lot of people do that. Developers have historically developed for the weaker system. Like all you're doing by doing cross-gen is not moving into your next gen. You're just kind of dipping your toes in the water and be like, oh well, we can upgrade certain games. It's not an actual step forward. Fucking fully commit. And I think that's the thing. Like, I want to see whoever fucking fully commits, is probably going to get my vote. And right now, it's probably PlayStation because Microsoft has made a vow not to fully commit for 2 fucking years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, do you think if Halo Infinite was always going to be an Xbox Series X exclusive game just for that console, and maybe even PC, do you really think it wouldn't have come? I mean, if it hypothetically because it got delayed, but if this game were to come out in November, do you think they'll release this game without ray tracing? I don't think so.
Ray tracing.
But yeah, exactly. So they're doing it. They were going to release the game without ray tracing and releasing it later as a patch because they couldn't implement ray tracing probably into the older generation consoles. It's silly, man.
Man, again, this gen hasn't even started, and we're already disappointed, boy.
Yep.
Shit is crazy. Carlos, remember how you were like super disappointed early on when this generation started? Now it's the other way around. Now you're disappointed beforehand, and we're here with you. You're not alone anymore, Carlos. We're all with you this time, brother.
We're pre-gaming. We're pre-gaming this shit.
Yeah.
There's they're not gonna fall for that trap again.
No, sir. That. No. Fuck all that. All right.
I think the crickets convey how excited I am.
Yes, the crickets. Still on crickets, man. All right, moving on. By the way, this is, again, one of the reasons I love doing the podcast is because when we say shit that's right, it's there for history, posterity, man. So we're going back a couple of years right now, bro, when Oculus Rift was first announced, right? And it was announced that it was going to have Facebook integration. Fucking Chris said, watch, they're going to make you log into Facebook to use that shit. At the time, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember them saying that's not going to happen. We're just partner with them. It's cool. Everything's fine. They're not going to be checking up on your shit. Guess what? Soon, you're going to have to sign into fucking Facebook to use Oculus Rift. Chris, go on, man. You were right, sir.
Do it.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that. That's, people got to realize this is why major companies invest in stuff like Oculus. It's for Facebook. It's about money, but it's about data mining. That's how they make their money. So they want your info, right? So I was worried as soon as that shit happened, and I saw how Oculus screwed over their initial, crowdfunding people to just jump right into a product, and they kind of left those guys behind because they got Facebook money. And I was like, watch. That Facebook wants that data from Oculus, and they're going to make you join accounts and all this stuff. I went on that rant years ago, and and they of course they were going to deny it. Bullshit. Now, a couple years have passed, and now they're like, well, we're going to depreciate your Oculus account. And you got to sign into Facebook to use your Oculus stuff. And guess what other caveats that comes with? So you have Oculus as a store, right? To use the Quest, you have to buy the games through them. Well, if you go, well, I don't fucking trust Facebook, so I'm just gonna make up whatever an account, and so I could just keep using my Oculus stuff and join it with that one. Well, guess what? Facebook bans accounts if you don't have an ID to prove who you are. And well, guess what happens if you link your Oculus account to a fake account? There goes your games. There goes everything. You know, so they really have people by the balls, and I knew that was coming. And see, it's just that's the same bullshit I was mad about in the beginning, and now it's come to pass. No, fuck them. There's other options for VR if you want VR, but I'm sorry if you invested in Oculus, but I warned you, and now they just got you by the balls.
By the way,
Well,
clarification. Facebook owns Oculus, right?
Yeah,
I believe
they
so.
do.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
here's the scary thing about what Chris is talking about. It's not just data mining your Facebook. It's not just saying, "Hey, we want access to all the information that you've basically hooked into." One of the weird ways that they can data mine with the Oculus Rift or any headset is they're actually paying attention to where your pupils are focused. So they will log how long you linger on an ad or what things your eyes are focusing on and for how long.
Oh, I said this
And-
too. I said this
Yeah,
back
no.
then.
I'm just refreshing people.
Yeah.
So it is the most horrible and manipulative kind of data mining because it's literally tracking the way your attention and focus goes, so that you can be manipulated. It's bad enough that people want to know your fucking billing history and your address and how many vacations you went on and all that shit, but like watching where your attention focuses and for how long is some true next level beyond 1984 terrifying shit.
Because why you can't lie with that stuff. When you use Facebook, yeah, you can skip ads, you can use ad blockers, you can try to get around it. You basically can they can't detect too well based on your behavior what you do because you can alter your behaviors. You can't your eyes do things automatically. You can't lie about that. So they know exactly what you're interested in. As soon as something catches your eye, you look at it, right? And based on your movements, where you look, linger, and stuff, like just like Brett says, they capture all that. So and you can't lie about it. You can't change that. You can't ad block it.
Dude, what if the ad paused unless you're focused on it?
Right? Yeah. So, I mean, it's scary shit. Like,
What if you're daydreaming on something that's fucked up, and then it's like, oh, now you get all these ads for like unwanted bras.
there you go. Well, I mean, you could. It's possible you could daydream, but you're so focused. I mean, you have that headset on. I doubt you're going to be like daydreaming or whatever. I mean, that could happen, but it doesn't
Why would I be
matter
looking at bras. Never mind.
because they also do algorithm tests too. They'll also pipe something to you to see if like a related product or somebody will pay them like, hey, I'm pushing this drug or I'm pushing this clothing line, and they'll push that to you. But it's like, well, we notice Adam, when he uses his VR stuff, he responds to the color red, so we're going to push more red clothing or red this and see if he responds. They do things like that, but then it gets more nefarious because now they know, oh, you like red things, so let's alter the ads, let's alter his interface, let's alter this, let's push this, and and then if you end up buying those products, well, they get more money. They get money out of you, and they get money out of the guy who's pushing the ads.
There it is, man. Oh,
Big brother.
boy. Yep. Coming for you. All right, man. And the last thing I want to talk about, since I remembered it, because this was a little bit of controversy today as well, and when it originally, appeared last week. So Remedy, okay, going back, if you guys saw last week's episode, we talked about how Remedy is releasing Control Ultimate Edition, and people are mad that they cannot get a free upgrade to next gen if they, or at least even a discounted upgrade to next gen if they own the regular game, right? So Remedy today came out and they explained it in the most non-explainy way possible. I'm like, well, okay.
You just want to double dip in your wallet, thank you.
Yeah, basically, this is what they said. They said that because they said that the game is too difficult to upgrade or some bullshit. So like, you know what? Let's just do an Ultimate Edition. Be done with it. That's what they're saying. I don't know about that. Here's my thing, right? Just going back a little bit, because when I first saw the outrage, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? You always have to buy, there are always special editions, game of the year editions, blah 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 editions, whatever. Why do you give a fuck? Then again, read the fine print, right? Ultimate Edition is coming out for last gen too, right? Because I was under the assumption that Control Ultimate Edition was only a next gen exclusive. So I'm like, what's the beef here? So I'm like, okay, so if it's possible to run this version of the game on last gen systems, why can't you have the regular game have those upgrades? It's a little weird, I'm not saying you should give people free upgrades. I'm like, no, just charge them like $10 or something, but they can't even do that. So this whole thing seemed just very suspicious to me. I'm like, if Ultimate Edition is already available on last or current gen consoles, why the fuck can't you upgrade your current gen game? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. Again, I'm not a fucking game developer or whatever, so I don't know what the hell's going on behind the scenes. But I'm just saying, as a layman that's watching this shit from the outside, seems a little weird. And their explanation, they wrote this whole page explaining shit, but they didn't explain anything. They just told you, this will work, this won't work.
They just don't want to do it, Tony.
Well, no, the reason. They just want your fucking money.
That's it. Oh, we can't. That's just one big texture that's blocking everything. It's so important. It's bullshit. They just want to double dip. That's it.
And again, my thing is, if you want to double dip, that's fine. Just be honest about it.
That's it.
Just be honest. I'm not gonna begrudge a company making its money, but like, just be honest about it. Yo, we want your fucking money, right? Buy this shit. It's only $40. Stop being, cheap. Get through some shit like that.
Pay your bills on time.
Pay your bills on time. We all got cell phones, right?
Exactly.
Don't you all have cell phones? Oh man. So is anybody here gonna get Control Ultimate Edition?
It's weird because I still need to play the original edition. So it's funny. It's funny that this thing is coming out because I was like, man, it has all the DLC and all that shit. So I'm like thinking to myself, it's like
Alan Wake, baby.
It's like it sucks because it's like, you know what? If I'd have known there was an Ultimate Edition, maybe I wouldn't have bought that first edition, the first janky edition of Control, and just waited.
And it's sad because Control's actually a fucking dope game, man. It's
really
good.
I really wanted to play it at the time when it first came out, but it's just life stuff happened, and life stuff happened, work happened, and it just meant that I skipped over it until to play Death Stranding.
Yes.
So
crazy. So there it is, man. And that's gonna pretty much do it for us. Does anybody have anything to pimp?
Yes. As usual. Got my Excellence number 9 right here. It's out in comic stores right now. You can also pick it up online. Not to mention, I got two other things from DC. I got me and Kari Randolph did it just came out yesterday. Which was a companion piece to Batman Metal. So it's a bunch of like, it's Batman Death Metal, which is
Dark Knight's Death Metal. Dark Knight
Death Metal.
Yeah.
That's coming. There's a new thing coming out, and this is a companion book to it, which kind of tells you the stories, the alternate stories of a bunch of the other characters. And me and Kari did a section about Harley Quinn and how she got her, her super huge hyena monster.
Oh.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we're in literally smack dab in the center of the book. 10 pages of awesomeness. I've digitally painted the shit out of it, nice. So it looks it's probably one of the best things that we've done in a long time. I haven't painted Kari's work since in a while, so it was kind of fun to kind of do that. And yeah, so that's out now. And then we also, what else we got? We got a couple of other DC stuff, but yeah. Check it out. It's on DC, comic stores, on, DC Online, Comixology. You can find that. You just do a search for the new stuff, and then you'll find it.
Cool. Adam, you got anything, man?
Did the review for Pretending I'm a Superman. That's the Tony Hawk documentary. A lot of people don't even know it has nothing to do with the game. It is a documentary about the Tony Hawk Pro Skater franchise. Really cool. They talk to a lot of the skaters, a lot of the Neversoft developers, what happened. They go in depth on everything. Really cool. You have questions, it has a bunch of answers. So you can check that out. And if you're into wrestling, Friday Night WrestleCast. We got wrestling tomorrow night. We have wrestling Saturday night because there's also another one Sunday night. So we have a lot of wrestling covering. And there you go. Friday Night WrestleCast. Those are the things I'm doing.
I'm getting distracted.
How you enjoying that warehouse demo?
You know,
it's good. All of it is good.
hey, I'm getting distracted by King of Dragons right now behind that.
King of Dragons.
King of Dragons right behind. He's playing right now behind you, man. Adam's like, what the fuck? That's King of Dragons, motherfucker.
No, because I'm playing NBA 2K. So I was like, what the hell? I'm not playing no King. That's right. I put that up.
Yeah, shout out to Dana. She's in the chat right now. You join us, right as we're wrapping this shit up, All right, so a couple things before we leave. Again, we are on the road to 300, man. It's going to be crazy. 2 weeks. Throwdown will reach episode 300, and Throw Down Your Questions will reach episode 300. So for episode 300 of Throwdown, we're going to have Paris Lilly from Gamertag Radio. We're going to start advertising that publicly pretty soon. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be pretty crazy. And for that episode, we're also going to have the biggest contest of the year, man. I'm going to stump the shit out of
announcement for it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no. There's going to be you're right about that. Okay. This is going to be, let me say this. It's going to be a big contest, right? For 300. I've been waiting for years for you guys. And we will announce our biggest contest ever in history, Carlos.
In the history
in
of
Throwdown history. I'm just going to say this. We're going to take things to the next level. And you won't be disappointed. There's your clue, So watch out for that. And, of course, we're going to have something for Throw Down Your Questions. Throw Down Your Questions, Carlos, man. AMA, baby. Ask us anything. Anything. It'll be very interesting. Very interesting,
Very interesting.
Yeah. Piggy Dan, what's going on, brother? So yeah, that's gonna do it for us, man. So remember, you follow us on Twitch and Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, and join our Discord. You can find us on any podcast app by searching for Throwdown Show, and you can visit throwdownshow.com to listen to past episodes. Links to all that good jazz is down below. All right, once again, our show is Tony Polanco. And tonight is joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you later, guys. And I have a tiny announcement. There is a Throwdown Draws will be returning.
Throwdown Draws is coming back, people. Very
Yes,
interesting. All right, Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Man, what's this news about Oscar De La Hoya coming back?
Uh-oh.
Everyone's coming back.
Everybody come in. He saw Tyson did
He's
it.
going to fight Tyson, Heard it here first. The old timers beating the shit out of each other.
Tony breaking news in the box.
I'm just saying right now, man, I don't give a fuck how old Mike Tyson is. I would not want to fight that guy. He'll fuck my ass up. Just like he did in Nintendo, Bam.
Did you ever see when he played himself and how he couldn't win? Like he tried to play Tyson.
I can't do it. I can't do it. He's too high. All right. It was hard. It was hard game.
Dude, old man strength is a real thing.
Yeah. Oh, God. All right. Adam Vale.
Yeah. Have a good week, everybody. Enjoy all the man-on-man action and women-on-women action. They don't do that cross shit yet, so we just got to say it that way. And have a good weekend. Stay safe.
Oh, man. Brett Murdoch.
It's been real, people.
And Brian Manjoma.
Later, power peoples.
All right, man. We'll see you on the Sunday show later.
Funky.
Just